Hey everyone, doing a little video here. It's a personal thoughts video. Um, I'm kind of up in the air right now on the woodworking stuff. I, I just don't know if I'm going to be doing projects anymore, or if I'll just do videos about certain types of joints, like how to do a mortise and tenon, how to do dovetails, and then maybe do the thing I said I never would do, and that's tool reviews. Meh. But for right now, I did want to talk about. Uh, sorry. I want to talk about what's going on in DC right now. And, everybody's on Trump, on Trump, on Trump. But here's the thing, this does not start with Trump. The roots to this go all the way back to the Southern strategy used by Nixon in the late 60s to get elected. What you're seeing now is kind of like the dumbed down thug version of what the Republicans and conservatives have been working on for a long time. And that's to turn this into a one party state, like China, where it's the Republican Party and that's it. All right. And I hate Trump. I hate Trump with a passion. But Trump's a narcissistic con man. In his heart and his soul. McConnell is true evil. All right. McConnell is smart. He's a master a master strat. I can't work. I'm sorry. I've been up all night. Strategist. Sorry. Um, and so yeah, but starting in the late 60s, the Republican Party has been, with their million and billionaire backers, have been slowly building in an infrastructure to slowly rewrite the laws of our country and electoral system so that they could be a permanent majority power state, even though they only represent a minority of the people and an ever increasing minority. And it was going great. They pretty much almost completely succeeded until Trump came along. All right. And this is where you get a kind of interesting play between two types of authoritarianism. You have you have party authoritarianism, whereas one party controls everything. Then there's personal authoritarianism, where one person controls everything. Um, in the 1900s, the personal would be like Mussolini, Hitler, kind of like Pol Pot. I mean, he was a communist. But so kind of like that traditional strongman in charge of everything. Party authoritarianism would have been like post Stalinist Russia. Stalinist Russia was personality based authoritarianism. Post Stalin, it was party. China is a great example of party authoritarianism. And so, what Trump did, he took advantage of the apparatus that the Republican Party had built for their single party authoritarian push. And sorry, bra strap. Um, anyway, and kind of hijacked it for his personality driven authoritarianism. And that's what we've seen the clash in. But make no mistakes, this is still authoritarianism. So the question I had at the beginning of the Trump administration is, which one would win out? Would the Republican Party under McConnell have the wherewithal and power to box Trump in? Or would Trump so completely dominate the party that all would bow to him? And I'm not sure, but I think something that I didn't think about happened is that maybe they sowed the seeds of each other's destruction. For as much as Trump was a useful idiot to them, and his constant, regulation gave them an issue that they could use to enact further voter restrictions in Republican-controlled areas. The hatred and the violence that has been incited in the Republican base by Trump has turned so many people off that maybe, just maybe, we're kind of turning a corner now. And that people are just going to go, we're done with the whole party. But I have to remember, in 2008, I thought the Republicans were dead in the water. They were decimated. They were done. And in 2 years, they came roaring back. And they pretty much dominated since. And even though the Dems have technically retaken the presidency, well, not technically, they did, but retaken the Senate. Because it's going to be 50-50 with Kamala Harris being the tiebreaker. Since they've technically taken the Senate back, they now control two branches of government: the legislature and the executive. However, that's still not the situation they had in 2008, where they were up higher. And people were sick of the Republicans back then. I mean, Bush lied us into a disastrous war, sat on his thumbs while New Orleans drowned, and oversaw the complete collapse of the financial system. And on top of that, the Republicans actually made gains in the states. I think it was, who was it that said that? One of the analysts was on CNN. Was it on CNN or MSNBC? He said that in reality, what you actually had was a red wave when it came to the state houses and the governorships. So the Republicans control more at the state and local level, which is who's in charge of the election process. And it's going to be in charge of divvying up congressional districts. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, like I said, I really do hope that, the personality-driven Trump authoritarian wing and the party authoritarian McConnell wing have just destroyed each other. But I don't know. I've learned not to get my hopes up. Not when it comes to America. But I've been pleasantly surprised before. I mean, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this was just one of those things where I wanted to talk about, but I didn't write a script. I never write scripts. What? Do I have to tell you that anymore? I never write scripts. I don't. I have these ideas and they sound cool, and then I turn the camera on and I draw a complete blank because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe the two sides will destroy each other. Maybe this will be a wake-up call, and Biden will avoid the mistake that he and Obama made in 2009 and not prosecuting anybody from the Bush administration. You know, I'm sorry, but they should be in jail for crimes against humanity. The Iraq War was an illegal war. George Bush, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld should be in jail, as well as everybody responsible for the financial collapse. All the big bankers, the hedge fund managers, all of them. But it's like, no, we gotta fix things, let the past be the past, not be vindictive. It's kind of like what happened after the Civil War. You had Reconstruction, the South were being assholes, and finally the North was just like, you know what? Just cool your tits, sign back up for the unions, and we'll turn a blind eye to the whole Jim Crow thing. And yeah. And so we had Jim Crow. We had, our apartheid system. Because we're not good at following through. And the only thing we ever actually followed through on was World War II. When you had the Marshall Plan and the rebuilding of Western Europe. But we botched the aftermath of the Civil War. We botched the aftermath of, the 2008 election. And that's another great fear, that Biden will just be like, let them all go. Water on the bridge, we got more important things to worry about. And in another 2 years, the Republicans are going to be back in charge of both houses of Congress. And then 2 years after that, they'll have the presidency again. Only this time, the one who's going to be in there is going to be 1,000 times worse than Trump. So, that's kind of where I'm at. Optimistically pessimistic? Concerned, but not overly nihilistically hopeful. I mean, we didn't go full dictatorship, but we came close. We're still in really bad shape. If you took away the fact of us having the world's largest military and the world's largest economy, in every other respect, we're a third world nation. We are. And let's face it, especially the economy thing, a lot of that is all at the top. You know, that's another, our, you know, income inequality, third world levels. So everybody's like, yay, our democracy held, the guardrails held. No, they didn't. I mean, like I said, did we go full brown shirts and, no. But we came damn close. And we're not out of the woods yet. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't want that to be that kind of video. But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. But whatever will happen is going to happen. Que sera, sera. Maybe next week I will do a video on how to do a mortise and tenon joint. Till then, bye. Take care of you, everybody. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Toodles.